very much thankful to the organizers for giving me such an opportunity to listen the great speakers like Narendra sir, G.G. Gangadharan sir, Vinay Kumar sir, and the other speaker Girish Kumar sir. So coming to the topic, I would like to share my views regarding how Ayurveda can clinically approach liver disease. I will be sharing my PowerPoints. Okay, clinical approach to liver diseases in Ayurveda is the topic which I am going to discuss. And actually the previous speaker, Dr. Vinay Kumar sir, told so many things which are very much clinically applicable in Ayurveda. The relation between insulin resistance and the fatty liver, the treatments which are given to liver diseases and the insulin resistant diabetic cases, and the link between the echogenicity of liver and the kidney, all the things I was very patiently listening, and they are very much important in Ayurveda also. When we discuss about liver disease in Ayurveda, first let us understand what is liver as per our science. Next. All right. So, liver, the major metabolic platform we would like to tell. The every creative events, the every transformative events, the every destructive events, all are happening in the single platform called the liver. That is why we can always tell liver being the metabolic platform. The detoxification, the enzymatic degradation, and every process associated with the synthesis, distribution, all are happening in the liver. That is why we can always call as the seat of Agni. Liver is a major Koshtanga. My beloved speaker from the modern medicine was telling about the common language. So I would like to explain some of the terms in Ayurveda in a very user-friendly language to the other medical experts. Koshta represents the entire GIP. The entire gut is covered by the terminology Koshta, and liver is a major organ under this umbrella. And then it is a seat of biological fire. So every synthesis, every distribution, every evacuation and every elimination, etc., are executed by liver only. We can call the functions of liver and the bile under the common heading Pitta, as beautifully narrated by Gangadharan sir. And the Moolasthana of Rekta Vaha Srotas. That terminology needs little bit explanation. All the vascular pathologies associated in the body, the liver will be having an impact. We very well know that when there is a problem of liver cirrhosis, we are getting portal hypertension, and we are getting the rupture of esophageal varices, and even there can be hematemesis, and the abnormal dilatation of the veins during the ascites, and all the spider nevi, etc., which are mainly due to the vascular phenomenon. So from the modern side also the Rekta Vaha Srotas represents the vascular tree in the body, for which liver is having an important role as the central place. And all the vascular pathologies which we are getting in the treatment domain are very much related with the liver. And there are coagulation diseases, a very common condition which we are not that much discussing, coagulopathies. When the blood is not able to clot by itself, we call it as coagulopathy. In Ayurveda, dear friends, there is a disease called Rekta Pitta. There is a disease called Rekta Pitta, and the basic origin of the Rekta Pitta is again liver. And we know what is Rekta Pitta. It's a condition where the blood is not able to clot, and there will be bleeding through all the possible natural orifices. And the medicines given for Rekta Pitta and Kamala. Kamala represents, I very well know Dr. Vinay Kumar is understanding the terminology Kamala because he is also from Kerala. Kamala is the word name given to the jaundice. The yellowish discoloration of the conjunctiva and all the collagen structures, that is simply representing the staining by the bilirubin. So Kamala indicating jaundice, Rekta Pitta indicating coagulopathies, both are having very close pathological origin from the same organ called liver. I think the point is very clear. And now I will tell you, if the problem is simply from the same target called liver, The management of Ayurveda is also from a common medicine. I am going to tell about a medicine called Vashaguduchyadi decoction. Dear friends from other medical system, I am telling about a combination where there are 6 drugs, a compound drugs, which include Vasha. Vasha means Adathoda vasica, Guduji, Tinospora cordifolia, Triphala, we very well know the popular antioxidant Triphala, Kaddi, that is Kadirohini, Picorrhiza corura, Bhunimba and Nimba. We very well know all the so-called neem and Bhunimba, that is Bhumya Malagi. So all the antiviral drugs in the modern hepatic pharmacology, Bhunimba Nimba, and all the hepatoprotective drugs like Triphala and Kadirohini, and the bleeding arresting drug Vasha and the immunoregulator Guduji together made as a yoga called Vashaguduchyadi. I am telling from my humble prescription, when I am getting a case of liver pathology which is having a link between the coagulation diseases as well as this Kamala, that is jaundice, my first prescription is Vashaguduchyadi. This is a decoction which will be given for maximum 1 to 2 weeks. I am teaching in a government college. I am working as a clinician in a government college. So we are getting so many regular patients in our OPD with the hepatic pathology. This is a condition. So I was telling a case from the reality because the common origin of 2 diseases, bleeding disease Raktapitta and jaundice Kamala, originating from the same Ayurvedic organ called liver, have the same answer also. Problem and answer come from a single pool. So the vascular pathologies and the liver are very much related in Ayurveda also. That is my humble point. When liver is affected, there is no need of a slide like this. All the systems are affected. We are getting the problem in digestive system. We are getting the problem with the blood sugar. That is what the previous speaker Vinay Kumar sir told about diabetes mellitus and insulin resistance. Again, my dear friends, there is a medicine called Asanadi Koda. Asana represents the Pterocarpus marsupium. The drug is very much indicated in insulin resistance. So I am stressing the point, Asana, a drug which is highly indicated in insulin resistance, is a beautiful drug for Pandu and Kamala. I am telling the sloga from the science only for the clarity. Asanadar Vijayade Shitra Kushta Kafakrimi Pandurogam Pramehamcha Medo Dosha Nibarhana. The language is Sanskrit, but I would like to tell you the simple meaning. The Prameha Medo Dosha. Medo Dosha is the entire metabolic syndrome. The fatty liver, the central obesity, the hyperlipidemia, the elevated triglyceride, all are coming under the terminology Medo Dosha. We know Medas represents the fatty component. So a single drug indicated for diabetes, fatty problem and liver problem is Asanadi Gana. We are regularly giving. So that is why blood sugar problems are very common with the diabetes, and most of the anti-diabetic combinations are equally effective in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease also. That is the point. Most of the anti-diabetic formulations in Ayurveda are equally effective in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease because of the common involvement of Medho Dhatu in the etiopathogenesis of insulin resistance that is applicable to both. Okay, then there will be immune disorders. That is why the Tinospora cordifolia, the drug called Guduji, the drug called Amrita, that drug is very much important because it's an immunoregulator. We cannot find any combination which doesn't contain Guduji in the management of hepatic conditions and diabetes. See the pharmacological connection. If the etiological correlations are correct, then there will be a similarity at clinical feature level. Then there will be a similarity in the management level. That is why these yogas, these single drugs, support both the pathology, hepatic pathology and diabetic pathology. Then abnormal absorption of fats, already discussed, then metabolic problems. So my humble point is, liver being a center, liver being a chemical factory, when it is damaged, when it is declaring a hartal or a band, multiple clinical systems are affected with the clinical features. Jaundice, Kamala. I am going to tell something about the jaundice, then I will come to the fatty liver. Jaundice is an yellowish discoloration of the skin. Everybody knows, sclera, mucous membrane. And Ayurveda very well tell it is not a disease but a symptom. Pita bin Mutra Netrada. Pita Varna is yellow. the old language. Pita Varna is yellow. Netra, Mutra, Tok, everywhere, eye, Mutra, urine, everywhere there will be yellowish discoloration. And according to Ayurveda, it is a Pitta dominant condition. When we go to the modern pathology, we can see three types of jaundice or three basic reasons for jaundice. The hemolytic jaundice, which is very much similar to the pathogenesis of Pandaroga in Ayurveda. Dr. Gigi was telling about Pandaroga. So when there is Pandaroga, anemia, etc., the excessive hemolysis, the excessive destruction of the RBC will be leading to hemolytic jaundice. We will treat according to the Pandu Chikitsa. There is a beautiful drug called Punarnava Manduram, Punarnavadi Kashaya. These two drugs are equally applicable in hemolytic jaundice as well as Pandu. So I am telling the relation between anemia and jaundice as per the modern pathology, Pandu and Kamala in Ayurvedic pathology. Then we can see the hepatocellular jaundice where there will be all hepatitis caused by the multiple virus. And you very well know the diseases which are caused by an infection. It's beautifully told and explained using Ayurvedic language. We very well know there is a condition called leptospirosis. I think it is very common, Weil's disease. Leptospirosis, where there will be bacterial infection, that is Leptospira icterohemorrhagia. The causative organism is Leptospira icterohemorrhagia. That bacteria is causing the problem in the body with the fever and finally intrahepatic necrosis. So according to Ayurveda, Pitta Jara followed by destruction of the hepatocytes, necrosis, Dhatu Paga, and leading to Kamala. So my dear delegates and scholars, Pitta Jara plus Kamala is the simple pathological frame for leptospirosis, a very common infectious condition. So Ayurveda is telling about medicines like Drakshadi Kashayam. Ayurveda is telling about the medicines like Villuadi Guliga, Padola Kadirohanyadi Kashayam. I am telling some names. And all these drugs are sharing the pathologies of Jara and Kamala. Fever, the management of pyrexia, management of liver disease are equally mentioned under a single formulation, maybe due to these pathologies like leptospirosis. I would like to tell you about a yoga only for the understanding of the modern doctors because it's a topic for research. There is a drug in our medicine called Padoladi Kashayam. It's a decoction. And you know the indications of the diseases, Padola, Kadirohani, Chandanam, Madhusrava, Guduji, all the drugs mentioned in Padoladi Kashayam are Nihandi, Kapavitta, Vishamajuram, Visham, Bami, Arojakam, Kamalam. What is the meaning? I am explaining for Vinay Kumar sir. This particular combination, which is mentioned in the old classical textbook of Ayurveda, is indicated where there is toxic pathology, infectious pathology leading to fever and jaundice in liver. Visham, Bami, Visha means toxin. Kamala, jaundice. Bami, vomiting. And Jara means fever. So leptospirosis is a clinical condition coming very close to this scenario. So we would like to prescribe Padoladi Kashayam with Villuadi Guliga. Maximum for 5 to 7 days, we can see there is gradual reduction in the fever as well as the jaundice. So these are the exploration of old principle with updated modern pathological knowledge by which we can serve the humanity and definitely can be a subject for the further collaborative research, which is the topic. Then obstructive jaundice, again we can see obstructive jaundice, the treatment is very simple and very dynamic. So we have answers to the 3 available jaundice pathology with the 3 different mechanisms using 3 different Ayurvedic concepts. Why I am telling in this fashion, the modern updated pathologies can be very well explored by the fundamental principles of Ayurveda without any dilution. So that is the point. Then Kamala, Pitta, Dosha dominance in pathogenesis, because when we talk about liver, we can never avoid the terminology Pitta. Agni is considerably affected because the metabolic converter is called Agni. The word Agni represents the total metabolic driver, the driving force. Both Koshta and Shaka are involved. The terminologies are simple. Koshta means the guts, Shaka means the periphery. So central and the peripheral structures are equally affected by jaundice. And the management strategy, when there is hemolytic jaundice, we will treat the Rakta Dhatu. Rakta represents blood. We will give medicines which will remove the unwanted Pitta components from the Rakta. So Rakta Shuddha Chikitsa will be given. When there is hepatitis and polycystitis, inflammation, treat accordingly the liver pathology. And when there is obstructive type of jaundice, treat according to Ruddhapada Kamala. Ruddhapada means obstruction. Patha means a route, a channel, a pathway where there is something is flowing. Ruddha means block. So obstructive jaundice can be treated by anti-kapha because kapha dosha is responsible for block. So I am telling the three dosha, vata which is destructive, pitta which is inflammatory and transformative, kapha which is obstructive, equally we can see in hepatic pathologies in different condition. I will explain in the further slides. Then treatment protocols in Kamala based on the nature of pathogenesis. Ayurveda is a science which is giving primary importance to the cause. Karana-karya relation. Cause-effect relation is very much important. We cannot blindly tell a drug and tell that this is the drug. No. We will see what is the exact etiology, then we will go to revert the pathology. That is what is called knowing the fact and reason is very important. Then biopurification of vitiated pitta by virechana. That is very important. Virechana means the medicated purgation. When there is Kamala, when there is jaundice, when there is a hepatic pathology, if the patient is having strength, definitely periodical, episodical virechana is important. Virechana is nothing other than biopurification at cellular level, where the unwanted contents related with the hepatic pathologies are periodically, systematically avoided. That is what is called a cleansing property, cleansing treatment. Then internal medicines for Pitta, I told the previous medicines like Vashaguduchadi, Amradotaram, Drakshadi, Vildodi Guliga, Padola Kadurokinyadi Guliga, the single drugs like Nimba, Bonimba, Kadugurokini, all the drugs, Serabunga, etc. Then treatment for enhancement of Agni, very important. We cannot successfully complete the treatment of liver diseases without enhancing the power of digestion. The power of digestion is a primary word, but the metabolism is starting from that point, but it is spreading to a very higher levels of practical application. So that is what is called from small digestive fire to the entire tissue conversion, that is metabolism. Then hepatoprotective remedies and special diets. There are always, Ayurveda gives prime importance to diets. Ayurveda gives importance to the medicated diets. Sometimes we can see the patients are supposed to take large quantities of medicine as food. But Ayurveda consider food as a medicine. Ayurveda convert food into medicine. There are different medicines in Ayurveda which are given in the form of diet. Medicated diet is a very serious option for the contemporary lifestyle disorders. I am stressing medicated diets. The buttermilk which is medicated, the rice which is medicated, and the soup, vegetable and non-vegetarian soup which is medicated are having very much importance. When there is a liver pathology with the defective protein synthesis, we will be supplementing the protein, animal protein, vegetable protein with the medicines. We call it as vegetable soups and vegetable soups, and both are having very good importance when there is a hypoalbuminemia caused by low level of proteins from liver. When liver is not able to produce the proteins, we can see the hypoalbuminemia leading to the edema, etc. Then the treatments are in the form of diet, that is soup with the medicine. So that is the relevance of Ayurveda. Some medicines already we discussed, Avibhakti Churna, Drakshadi, Goda, everything we discussed. Bhumyamalagi, a very important drug. Now we can discuss about fatty liver. And everybody know fatty liver is a reversible condition where the large vacuoles of triglyceride are accumulated. Already we have seen this is typical fatty liver, and we can see the normal liver and fatty liver. In the Ayurvedic language, I am trying to explain with a equal clarity. Accumulation of lipid content is medo dhatu, a dhatu which is giving the complete covering and protection to the body is medas. It is needed, but if unwanted quantities of medas or the lipid or the triglycerides are deposited, that will gradually destroy the liver hepatic parenchyma. That is what is happening in fatty liver. So here, increase the medo dhatu in a site of Agni, that is fatty liver. Dear friends, More kapha plus medas in pitta sthana is fatty liver. I think it is observable. Increased kapha dosha plus medo dhatu with more snigdha component, more component in pitta sthana, agni sthana, liver is fatty liver in Ayurvedic language. So that is the point. We can see the picture. It is a very self-explanatory picture regarding the fatty liver, and we can see the histopathology. The large vacuoles of Medo Dushti are evident. This histological slide can be interpreted in Ayurveda with the Kapha Medo Dushti. To a modern pathologist, this is having triglyceride vacuoles. To an Ayurvedic physician, it is a Kapha Medo Dushida liver. Kapha Medo Dushti, Kapha Medo vitiation in Sthana is the explanation to this histological slide by a Ayurvedic clinician. Okay. Then the major causes, everybody know, if it is alcoholic fatty liver, there will be alcohol. Otherwise, the major reasons are the obesity, metabolic syndrome associated with the diseases of fat metabolism. Ayurveda very well explains the role of alcohol and the problems in fatty liver. There is a medicine called Drakshadi Kashayam. I am telling the name of a medicine called Drakshadi. Kashayam means decoction, for which the indication is Duram, Madatayam, Chardi, Murcha, Daham, Sramam, Brahmam, Urdagam, Rekta, Vittam, Cha, Pipasam, Kamala, Mati. I will tell in the modern language. The drug called Drakshadi decoction is indicated in Madatayam, chronic alcoholism, and Kamala, hepatic pathology, and even Murcha, hepatic encephalopathy. Murcha means the patient is getting to unconsciousness. Hepatic coma, we very well know, we used to see. So a simple drug indicated in Madataya, Morcha, Kamala, and Urdaga Rectavita, bleeding through the mouth, may be due to the rupture of esophageal varices in liver cirrhosis. So see the beauty. Even before the World Liver Organization, Ayurvedic scholars told about a drug which is indicated in chronic alcoholism, Madatayam, Morcha, hepatic encephalopathy, jaundice, that is typical Kamala, and Urdaga Rectavita, bleeding through the mouth, may be the rupture of the esophageal varices. So we can see Ayurvedic scholars might have an idea about a multiple pathology where a single compound drug was projected for the public. So that is the link which we have to research further. Using the Ayurvedic language, I am explaining Drakshadi Kashaya is indicated in fatty liver and the related alcoholic state of hepatitis. We can conduct a study how Drakshadi Kashaya is applicable in these two pathological domains by a collaborative research. That is what I have to stress. Okay, the both points already we discussed. The feature of the fatty liver disease, FLD, can lead to liver cirrhosis and hepatocellular carcinoma. That is very important. According to Ayurveda, when a disease becomes chronic, naturally there will be neurological episodes and the patient will be losing the immunity and there will be secondary and tertiary pathology. So liver cirrhosis and carcinoma are the future stages in the fatty liver disease. The picture already shared by the speaker, fatty liver, liver fibrosis and cirrhosis. And according to Ayurveda, the disease with the kapha medo dominance in pitta side. That is very simple. The disease with the kapha medo dominance at pitta side. For the knowledge of my colleague, Dr. Vinay Kumar sir, the word kapha meda indicates insulin resistance. You told about the apple and the pear-shaped bodies, and they represent obesity. Ayurveda also told about the obesity where the udara, that is the abdomen, is enlarged. The sphincter, the buttocks is enlarged. The breast, which is enlarged. Meda mamsa adi vruddhatva, the chalasvik udarastanaha, ayatha upajaya vulsahu naro adistula muchade. Dear friends, this is the reference from a textbook which is centuries old. Even before the first description of the metabolic syndrome and central obesity, the language was Ayurveda, but it is understandable. Chalasvik udarastanaha, that is obesity, and that is due to kapha and medas. Kapha is a dosha which will always give more weight because it is having high molecular levels of diet and other relation. So kapha medo dominance in Ayurveda is equivalent to the insulin resistance and triglyceride inclusion in the liver by modern medicine. So we always talk about the difference in language. Language problem is only during the journey, but in the destination, the language is same. Treatment is bringing down fatty liver by removing insulin resistance. I think I am clear. The difference in language by these two systems are only during the journey, but the journey will be having a destination, and the destination is the ultimate patient healing, where both of us targets with the exercise, avoiding alcohol, and giving all the medicines against the fat metabolism. So the approach is simple. So for the time being, let us forget the route. Let us be happy with the target. Just like the Muslims, Christians, and Hindus worship in different way, but ultimately the realization of the goal. So like that only Ayurveda is also telling. Then treatment protocol for fatty liver, treatment of kapha dosha in pitta site. Pitta site is liver. So treat the kapha in pitta site. These are the two targets in our mind. Treatment against Medho Dhatu related pathology. All the insulin resistant therapy, all the weight losing therapy, all the metabolic improvement therapy, all the immunoregulator therapy, all the antiviral therapy from the modern medicine will be simply coming under this particular component of treatment against Medho Dhatu and normalizing Pitta Agni related functions of liver. I am telling, if you consider liver as an anatomical structure, the biggest gland in the body, functionally, secretly it is Kapha Pitta and controlled by Vata. So the controlling factor is Vata, the secretory components are Kapha Pitta. So we have to control all the three by drug, diet, drink if we want to treat the fatty liver. Drug is important, diet is important, drink is important. So all the three D's are very much important in fatty liver. Role of Panchakarma. Everybody talks about Panchakarma in 2020. Panchakarmas are cellular level purification. In a very bilateral understanding, I am telling, Panchakarma is a treatment of biological cellular purification. We can remove the unwanted toxins and other metabolic byproducts by medicated purgation. There are different medicine based on the nature and biological parameters of the patient. I cannot tell you that everybody who is having fatty liver, please take this medicine and go to the washroom. No. Ayurveda is an individualistic medicine. That is the only problem. That is the main problem also. The medicine which is always prescribed in fatty liver is only after assessing the individual biological factors like digestion, the power of dosha, the status of other dhatu, what is the status of Srodhas, metabolic channel. So multiple biological factors are considered before writing the last prescription. So Ayurveda is an individualistic medical science. We cannot tell that all the 30 patients in a particular research group for fatty liver disease should receive the same medicine. We can make them into identical groups as per Ayurvedic criteria, then we can think about a medicine and then that can be compared with the related modern pathology. That is why my humble suggestion. Okay. Then major drug combinations in fatty liver, Asanadikoda. I told about a drug called Asana, Pterocarpus marsupium. The bark contains certain alkaloids which are very good against insulin resistance. That is why it is indicated in Prameha, it is indicated in obesity, it is indicated in Pandu Yoga. See the link, the pathological link. I am very much delighted to share my experience. If you analyze certain combinations in Ayurveda, we can unveil multiple pathology. Quite often we will travel from Roga to Yoga. Roga disease, Yoga means medicine. We will be traveling from Roga to Yoga, pathology to pharmacology. But most of the time we can make a reverse journey from yoga to yoga, from pharmacology to pathology. That is the example Asanadi. If you read Asanadi and clinically given Pandu Yoga, obesity, diabetes mellitus and liver disease, we can see what is the link between this pathology. Very beautifully explained by the speaker Vinay Kumar sir, insulin resistance and fatty liver. And Medhyanam Chadisevanad Ayurveda. You may ask the alcoholic fatty liver, Varunyascha Adisevanad Ayurveda. See, Avyayama Divasopnad Medhyanam Chadi Pakshanad Medo Vakini Dushyandi Varunyascha Adisevanad. Simple meaning, Avyayama, lack of exercise, sedentary life, sleep, excessive drinking of alcohol, Varunyascha Adisevana. That is mentioned for Medo Dushti. The same thing is applicable to type 2 diabetes mellitus with insulin resistance. Varanadi Kodam, another medicine which is typically indicated for obesity. Varanadi Kaham Medo Mandagnittum Nechadi. Mandagini at liver level is metabolic problems. Then Triphala Gugulu, a very important drug, Triphala with Gugulu, and drug which is antioxidant and having the properties of removing the fats. Medo Anile Gugulu, Kanchanara Gugulu, Vilangadi Churna, Navayasa Churna. I am telling some medicines to tell you that multiple drug options are there in Ayurveda, exploring the Ayurvedic fundamentals of dosha, dhatu, agni. I am repeating, multiple yogas are there in Ayurveda, exploring dosha, dhatu, and agni. Then finally, the cirrhosis. It's a very consequence of chronic liver disease characterized by replacement of liver tissue, fibrous scar tissue, as well as regenerative nodule, leading to progressive loss of liver function. That is the word, progressive loss of liver function. The picture is there, nodular type of liver cirrhosis. Macronodular type is seen in the picture. And you can see finally the liver will lose all the secretory power. The Kapha Pitta level is secretory liver. The secretion of bile and other secretion of bile, synthesis of proteins as well as the clotting factors, all these functions are beautifully done by Kapha Pitta in Ayurveda. But when the secretory power is totally lost, the liver will become somewhat ruksha and shrunken. Then we can call a Vata dominant stage is liver cirrhosis, because liver is losing the secretory functions. And see the picture, the fatty liver, NASH, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, and finally scar tissue replaces the liver cell, and that is fibrosis, then liver cirrhosis. You can see from fatty liver to liver cirrhosis, there will be kapha domination in fatty liver. When there is alcoholic steatohepatitis, kapha pitta, and when there is fibrosis, kapha pittas are minimum and vata domination. So my dear friends, you can see how the three doshas are distributed in different progressive episodes of liver disease. So identify the dosha level status of a particular stage, then treat accordingly. That is what is the humble principle of Ayurveda. Don't treat that all the liver disease are pitta like that. No. Each stage of the liver disease will be dominant by a particular vikalpa samprapti, a fractional distribution of dosha. So I am telling in fatty liver kapha, steatohepatitis kapha pitta, and finally cirrhosis, kapha pittas are becoming less with no more snigdha guna, rutshada, fibrosis, the tissues with a scar, that is vata domination. And again fatty liver, liver fibrosis, cirrhosis, the same picture. And we can see the normal liver, fatty liver, and the cirrhosis. The morphology itself is suggestive of the changes of tridosha. The morphology is very much suggestive of the tridosha, and finally there can be episodes like hepatocellular carcinoma, where there will be all the pathologies of immunodeficiency, and you can see the immunomodulatory drugs like Guduji, Ashwagandha, Kadugurogini, Shatavari, etc. are very much important at this point of time in pathology. And there may be shifting dullness in supine position in ascites. Ayurveda has yet another drug, yet another disease domain called Udara Chikilsa. Nitya Menam Virejayit. Doksha Adimatra Upajayad, Srodo Marga Nirodhanal, Sambhavat Udaram Tasma, Nitya Menam Virejay. The daily Virejana drugs, Gomutra Haridagi, Dandi Haridagi, Chitraga Haridagi, Dasamula Haridagi, Narayana Churna, Avibhatti Churna, Manibhadra Kula, etc. are the drugs which will drain the fluid from the peritoneum, giving much comfort to the patient suffering from ascites. Ayurveda has a very detailed spectrum of disease called Udara Chikilsa. See the beauty. The Udara Chikilsa itself is very much identical with ascites, which is a complication in the later liver pathology. And I would like to tell you that you can see in the picture the position of the umbilicus. See the examination. The umbilicus is always averted. The same thing is told in Ayurveda. Parivurta Nabhi. See the close observation power by the ancient Acharya. The dilatation of the abdominal veins, Neelaraji. These are the terminologies told by the old Ayurvedic scholars. And the Ayurvedic options at this terminal stage, application of Pandu, Kamala, Udara, Chikilsa can prevent or even delay the future pathology. Periodical detoxification therapies and hepatic rejuvenation treatments are the key tools, and it is a Kritra Sadhya Yoga. Ayurveda also accepts this is not easy to treat. Some drugs are there, according to the Vyadhi Avastha clinical stage, Padola Moladi, Trayandyadi, Narayana Churna, Shardula Churna, Rohita Karishtam. These are the medicines which are mentioned with the same clinical features as per modern hepatobiliary pathology in Ayurveda. That is what I am telling. So I told you about Gandhi Haridagi, Rohitakarishtam, Abhayarishtam, Mahatiktakagradam, but identify the status of the patient, then only prescribe a particular medicine. Nitya Virechana, Navayasa Churna, Tatra Prayoga, etc. are indicated. Rasayana Chikitsa. Finally, one word. Liver is having that much capacity of regeneration. And rejuvenation is a treatment in Ayurveda which is used by the terminology Rasayana Chikitsa. My beloved friends, there is a Rasayana called increased clinical application of Pippali. Piper longum is Pippali. So Pippali is given in increased dose as per Ayurveda for such a condition. We can have a multiple clinical trials using Vardhamana Pippali after Shodhana Chikitsa in Rasayana. A very simple but productive collaborative research area I am sharing. Internal administration of Piper longum in increased quantity starting from 3 gram, 6 gram, 9 gram after the biological assessment of the patient. So Vardhamana Pippali, the ascending order of giving internally the Piper longum powder is a very good area for research because that is very much important in Ayurveda without any proven complications. That is important. A researcher should not harm the patient because Ayurveda is a humanitarian medical science. So I am concluding from the Panchakarma, from the Rasayana, from the drug combination, from the Ayurvedic diet, and from the yoga, from the Vyayama, everything which is indicated for reducing the Medo Dushti and enhancing the Pitta. The last word I am sharing, the fire which is always covered by the fats should be ignited by removing the fat, removing the resistance. That is the simple treatment. Let the fire from the liver burn like anything. Let the fire from the liver remove every toxin. If there is a problem to that burning of the fire by the fats, let us remove the fat by diet, drug, drink and the regimen. That is, we recommend Vyayama, exercise, we recommend yoga, we recommend all the external treatments like Uddhartana, everything, and we recommend internal purgation, we recommend internal rejuvenation, drug combination, medicated diet. The ultimate target is to make the fire again burning with the normal digestion and metabolism after removing the matus, that is fat. That is the simple, clinical, logical, Ayurvedic approach to liver disease. Some simple herbal drugs, Padirohini, Picoraisa curura, Kumari, aloe vera, very important, Bringaraja, Eclipta alba, Pumiamalagi, Pijadadiktaga, Andrographis pineapple. All these drugs are possessing antiviral, immunoregulator as well as hepatoprotective pathology by simply working on vitiated Kapha Pitta in the seat of Agni. Whatever we talk in modern medicine, finally it should come to the level of Ayurvedic understanding of Tridosha. So I am telling, when there is fatty liver, Kapha domination, when there is hepatitis with Dhatu Paga inflammation, Pitta domination, when there is granular, when there is scar tissue fibrosis and cirrhosis, there is Vada domination. So every liver will have a journey from Kapha to Pitta to Vata. Let our treatments delay the journey and make the journey a successful journey when the liver is concerned. That is my humble conclusion. So my take-home message is, liver is the word which is originating from L. Love is also from L, and life is also from L. And love and life should be always there. Let us love our liver first. Then let us love our life first. So loving and caring the life and the love and the liver in Ayurveda is simply based on the rejuvenation therapy after proper biological purification. Let us focus on the multiple number of classical formulations with clear-cut indications which are simply close to the modern hepatobiliary pathology. So even the infective pathology, lifestyle pathology, both. I consider infective pathologies of liver and lifestyle pathologies of liver under two headings, and Ayurvedic Jara Chikitsa, Ayurvedic Prameha Chikitsa, Ayurvedic Pantu Chikitsa are very much clinically possible, clinically applicable in managing liver disease. My conclusion, my take-home message in the pure Ayurvedic language: treats liver diseases using Ayurvedic Jara Chikitsa, Ayurvedic Prameha Chikitsa and Ayurvedic Pantukamala Chikitsa with all the innumerable number of medicinal combinations. And to the my humble request to the my dear friends from the other field of medicine, see, the language problem is only in the journey. In the beginning level, our targets, there is no difference of language. In the destination level, our final product, there is no difference of opinion. There will be some opinion problems during the journey because these two sciences are having their own fundamental principle. Let us start the journey together. We may have some time deviate, and finally we will converge with a final conclusive product, which is the ultimate hepatic care in Ayurveda or modern medicine. So let us love each other. Let Ayurveda and modern medicine love each other to contribute a better liver for the life of the entire global planet. That can be the message of this global Ayurveda festival. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Yes, sir.